Okay, YouTube, welcome back to Dwarf Fortress 2014 with the Flying Phent. This is Nighthall, episode number 71. We just went ahead and moved all of our units outside. Let's let them get some fresh air. You can see the ones who weren't active are becoming active now. And they're coming out to get some fresh air. And this is important because, if nothing else, one, it gets them sun, which will keep them from becoming cave adapted, but two, let me see if anyone is cave adapted, and we'll recognize that by their mood. So let's take a look. Is anyone suffering from cave adaptation? Not all these guys are outside. Anyone who's happy, I'm not going to worry about checking. Even these happy guys. I'm just going to look at people who are kind of content. He was caught in the rain, caught in the rain, caught in the rain. And I think these are recruits, right? So that's why they have no happy feelings yet, because they haven't had good meals and slept in their room. Was rescued recently. Ooh. Was embarrassed to be uncovered. Well, then cover yourself, sir. So no one seems to be suffering. Oh, nobles, what about these guys? Yeah. Slept in the proper room. What? You have to check that. You should have a proper room. Where did I leave off? Assigned, assigned, assigned. Assigned, assigned. Here we go. Anybody here not have a room? By all accounts, he should have a room. It was ex-captain. He's been here for a long time. He's probably got a room in here. Oh, look at that. First one I picked. There's his room. So I don't know what he's complaining about. He's got a room. Oh, you know what? He's probably sleeping in the barracks. That's probably his problem. Maybe let's go to military schedule. Sleep in room at will, sleep in barracks at will. Let's change that. Everybody can sleep in their room. So they still have the barracks there, and if need be, of course, they can always sleep in it. But I suspect now they will sleep in their own room, and that should get rid of that moodlet. The benefit of the barracks is that it meant they went outside. Technically, that barracks is outside. But unfortunately, that's not. It doesn't look like it's in the cards. I should have channeled these out too, right, to get them sunlight. It's too late now. Everything would collapse on top of everybody. I'd have to put pillars to hold them up, and that wouldn't work with the spears, and it'd be a big pain in the butt. But that's what I should have done. Was I should have channeled these out too. It would have been tricky over here where there's floor in the way, or walls in the way, but. That's really what I should have. That would have been the ideal scenario. But as it stands now, if I just keep bringing them outside every now and then, that will accomplish the same thing. So it'll be fine. How's hauling going? There's a fair bit of it there, but it looks like most of it's queued up, so I'm not too worried about it. What about that guy that was rescued recently? Is there... It's an animal. Oh, no evidence of anyone being injured. I mean, there are boots in a bed here, but no evidence that anyone was injured. I may have missed someone being taken to the bed, though. Yeah, no, I can't think of any way to look into that. I could look at every single dwarf to see if they have evidence of injuries. You know, by health here, and go over to where it would show pain or damage or anything. It's a straight U that is stand impaired. Quite happen there. There's a guy that's drowsy, thirsty, and hungry. You may be sick. That's what if you told me you were drowsy, thirsty, and hungry all at the same time, I might say that you're sick. Probably not the flu, because you're hungry, so you still have an appetite. Maybe mono. I don't know if mono makes you thirsty, though. Maybe mono and diabetes. It would be a terrible combination. I'd hate to have mono and diabetes. Anyone out there suffering from both mono and diabetes at the same time, you have my sympathy. It sounds like it would be very difficult to deal with. Alright, are we into late? No, it's still midsummer. Late summer is when I send my dwarves back to their training. To go beat up some more spears. They're coming out of the floor at them. I like this song. I wouldn't mind getting the tab for this. Which reminds me, I've actually got a... What time is it? Oh, okay. I could take guitar lessons to try and get better. I got a lesson coming up later. I want to talk to him about some issues that I'm having. The pick keeps slipping. And I don't want to use like gorilla snot or anything on. I suspect there's some small change I can make to keep it together. I'm not a bad guitar player. I'm not a great one, but I'm not a bad one. But my instructor is very good. That's why I kind of decided to see him. I was like, I don't really need a teacher, but this guy is really good, so... As a... I mean, as far as teachers go, I don't know. I find teaching is one of those things, as long as you listen to what the people need, and as long as you have the skills to help them out. That's funny. The people are going in there to pick stuff up, into the danger room to pick stuff up, and they're having to dodge spears. That's what that little thud was that you heard. Yeah, I find with like guitar teaching, as long as you have the skills to play guitar, and as long as you're willing to listen to people, I don't find that the teaching is that tricky. The real skill for guitar teaching, in my opinion, is that the key of listening to what other people like. What is it the student wants? What problems is the student having? Like, you don't have to be the best guitar player on the planet, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You have to be acceptable. You have to be able to play guitar to be a guitar teacher. But you don't have to be, Slash. And Slash may not make a good guitar teacher because he might not have those listening skills. And be able to kind of hear and interpret when a student says, I'm having X issue, to be able to correctly interpret what the problem is, as opposed to... That's something I find is very tricky whenever I taught anything. That was always hard too. When someone says, I'm having X problem, sometimes it's hard to figure out exactly what the problem is they're having. Even though they're trying to tell you and it makes sense to them, but they're not necessarily using the right terminology. And so I find that can be very tricky. But with the instructor that I have now, when I first heard about this guy, he doesn't just take anyone as a student. He's kind of a little bit pickier, and he's like very well known. Not so much like he's not a rock and roll guitarist, but like as far as studio musicians in the area goes, or like solo, more kind of classical or flamenco, or like easy listening. Like if you wanted someone to play guitar in the corner of your restaurant, this would be the type of guy that you'd go to. Or if you needed, you know, if you were recording a vocal track and you just wanted a guitar background, so you just needed a studio guitarist, this is the guy you go to. He's like the top guy in the area for that type of stuff. And like I said, he doesn't take everyone on as a student, but he's a real nice guy. He's a very good listener. I've met him a few times, and I've been to several of his shows. And so when I found he was taking students, he had an opening for a student, I got in touch with the guy, but I figured there's no way he's going to take me on, but he did. So I'm very happy about that. He's been fantastic so far. And yeah, I got a lesson with him in a couple hours here, about 3 hours. He's very reasonable too, as far as how much he charges, considering how prominent he is. But yeah, so I'm going to go see him, see if I can figure out what's going on with the pick. It only comes out with, like, if I'm playing lead, I don't have any problems. It's only when I'm doing, you know, rhythm type stuff. Especially if it's like, the faster it is, the more the pick kind of slips. I've tried different kinds of picks too, but I'm a big fan of the Dunlop Tortex picks. I like them. They're nice and hard. I like the 1mm. Fairly thick, nice and hard. For my electric. On my acoustic, I like much, much softer picks. I don't really have a particular brand on the acoustic. I just kind of, I don't know. I go to the local music store and I just play with picks until I find one I like. I like much softer picks for acoustic, because I find acoustic it can get harsh very easy with a harder pick. So I try to go with a soft one. Find the softer the better. So the part that, like, after, even just for practicing, if I practice on my acoustic like 20 minutes a day, the picks I like to use, they'll last a couple of, a month, 6 weeks tops, and that's kind of it. All right. So it's, I don't know if you noticed there, but it is late summer now. In case you don't know what I'm looking at, I go up here, right? I push, if you go to Z to go to status, it tells you right here. It's the 4th of Galena, year 8, late summer. So now it's late summer. That was the requirement for me to free my military units and let them return to their regularly scheduled jobs. So there they go. They're all going to take off. Of course, that was a bunch of haulers that had not hauling for some time, but that's okay because they were outside, which is important. They're now, a bunch of them are going to go grab some equipment, continue hauling, and as you can see, very few hauling jobs to do. How's the smoothing coming? Oh, it's coming nicely. It's a little bit slower than I would have thought it would be, but it's coming along. It's definitely coming along. How about the floors here? Oh, look at that, they finished another barracks. That would be for the next training platoon. I have enough chests. I should. There's 11. Bitter wood chest, good. Bitter wood chest, tea wood chest, bitter orange, tea wood chest. I don't think I have any weapon racks. Do I? Ah, they are both. And okay, so I need. Well, you know, let's just. I need weapon racks and armor stands. And nobles are going to want them as well, so. Oh, I might as well just make a whole bunch. In fact, let's be smart about this. Let's keep wooden weapon racks. Yeah, let's keep 5 to 10 weapon racks. Well, 5 to 10. Let's keep 3 to 5. I think is a better number. I'll do the same thing here. Wood range 3 to 5. I will always have some weapon racks and armor stands kicking around. And in fact, I should do the same thing with cabinets, but I don't have any space. Bucket, bin, door, bed. Yeah, I'm probably not going to need any more buckets ever. That may change, but if needed, I can add them. But I might want cabinets. So let's go ahead and set up some workflow for that. And this I'll keep more of. Let's keep, say 10 to 20 cabinets. If it gets below 10, make it enough until I have 20. But that was funny, they put on all their gear when I called them out here, and then when I let them go, they dropped it all. Which they shouldn't be doing, because they are set to inactive uniformed. Right, as opposed to civvy clothes, inactive uniformed. And that's true for everybody, I believe. Yeah, everybody is supposed to be uniformed when they're inactive, so I don't know what happened there. That's one thing that doesn't seem to be working properly, I find. Dwarf Fortress, inactive, uniform. Trying to see if anyone else has this problem. Here we go, inactive uniformed. I made uniforms for my woodcutters and set their schedule to wear them when off duty every month, and I called them up to see what they were, and they were just right. When I canceled theirs, I dropped everything and went back to cutting wood. Oh, okay. So miners and woodcutters, they won't do it. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like everyone's... The general consensus... Oh. Hang on, I just found a bug report. It is closed, duplicate... Okay, what's it a duplicate of? It's a duplicate of this one. Equipment, weapons, armor, and military is erratic. I don't know. I don't know. I was hoping someone would be like, oh yeah, it's bugged, it doesn't work. Because then I'd be like, okay, good, it's bugged, it's not just me. But I don't understand, if they're supposed to be uniformed and they're inactive, how come when I cancel them, they were stationed? How come when I unstation them, they drop their stuff? They should, as far as I'm aware, keep it on. I don't know why they're dropping it. But I'll look into it and see if I can come up with an answer in a future episode. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.